Hello, everybody. Good morning and welcome. I hope you're all doing well today. I'm just coming on to share with you guys how I make 6x9 envelope using this punch board. So the We Are Memory Keepers punch board, the largest size envelope that it gives instructions for are a 6x8.5, and 8.5 inches is not usually big enough for me. I need a 6x9, and a half inch doesn't sound like much, but I really do have much better luck with the 6x9. There are times where I've been trying to send things out and it just does not fit into that 8.5 envelope. Now, I could make an envelope policy envelope style, but sometimes I don't want to do that. Sometimes I just want to use a full piece of 12 by 12, and doing it this way is really simple. So I don't know, I'm a little bit irritated that they couldn't have made this just a little bit bigger, but whatever. So I'm going to show you how to make it right now, and I'm going to use my 12 by 12. So their instructions for the 6x8.5, you would have to cut off a half inch on two sides to make it 11.5 by 11.5, and that's just so dumb. I think that's just so dumb. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my full piece of 12 by 12 and I am going to put it up to the top here. And I'm going to line this edge up to 4 5/8, and then I'm going to make my score. I'm not going to take it all the way down because the board stops some right here, and if I go too far I end up poking a hole in the paper. So here's my score mark, and it's in the same direction after I flip it. And I'm just going to put my scoring tool where that score mark is, and I'm going to move the paper until it clicks into the spot. And now I'm going to continue the score line. So now I have one score line here, and this is where it is. I shouldn't have used such busy paper, but I did. So you're going to make a quarter turn. Now the way the punch board works is you would use the score line and line it up to this little arrow thing sticking out. But what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to line the paper up to the edge of the scoreboard, and I'm going to pull it out just a little bit. It needs to come out just a bit, about 1/8 of an inch, maybe 1/16. It's really just a small amount. And if I really felt like measuring it, I could take my ruler and I could put it up to the edge here and measure it out this way. So if I put it here, so I could actually measure it out, but I don't do that because it's just such a small amount. So I'm just going to pull it out a little bit. I'm not going to use the notching punch. And this time I'm not going to take it all the way to the edge, and that's okay because that part is going to get cut away. So I'm going to make that quarter turn again, and once again I'm going to go and I'm going to put this to the top, and I am going to put it where that first measurement was, so 4 5/8. So when you're using the punch board, usually the next score would go based off of where this arrow is, and you would just continue it around that way. But the first and third are going to be the same. So 4 5/8, and again I'm going to stop it, and then I'm going to flip it, and continue the score. And then for this last one, so where it would be here, so make that quarter turn. The last one, I'm going to do what I did the first time, just a little bit beyond the edge of this, just a teeny tiny bit. Now, if I wanted to check my measurements and make sure, I could just mark it where it is, and I could measure it out if I could actually see the score mark. And yeah, so it's at the 9 inches, which I don't usually bother with, but it's just if you like to make sure, or maybe the first couple times you're making it, just till you get comfortable, I guess. So I'm going to fold and burnish all of my score lines. And then at this point, you know, if you make envelopes, you should know at this point, this is where you're going to be removing these triangles where they intersect. Did I just give myself a paper cut? I sure did. So one of the things I do when I'm cutting out these triangles, I actually take it beyond the score mark. That's my bunny in her playhouse. And I remove the score mark completely. That way when you're folding up the envelope, it's not catching on the fold. So I got all those triangles cut, and most people round off all the corners. I don't round off all the corners. I only round off the top and the bottom because you don't see the sides once it gets folded. So you would of course glue your flap down this side and this side, which I'm not going to do because I'm just showing you guys the measurements. But that would be the envelope, and it should be about 6 by 9. It may be off a tiny bit, and nope, this one's 6 by 9. I did good on that one. Yep. Sometimes it's off a little bit because the paper just, the way the paper folds, or just the way you see things and line things up. So it's not usually a huge difference. But that is how I do the envelopes. I have another one that I already made. So I've got 3. I just got to make one more, and I have a few things to send out. But these are already all glued up. Anyways, that's how I use my French board to make the 6 by 9 envelopes. And that is all I've got. So I want to thank you all for watching, and I hope you all have a great day. Bye.